Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you guys don't know who I am spiritual coach, life coach, someone that just wants to help you in this life. Today I'm going to be doing a reading for you guys, just to get you caught up, like what's going on. The energy that I'm getting is almost like we're at the finale of, like, if we all went to a play and we're the actors. It's like we're all in a space where you've seen everybody else go on. We saw the people open. You saw the credits in the beginning. You saw like the first act, second act. There's been a break for intermission. We're now to the third act, fourth act, and it's like you guys are coming up in like the sixth act. And the energy is very heavy on, there could have been some delays earlier in the show. And people, the crowd's getting a little restless, like the actors are feeling like they underperformed. Now it's up to you guys to really, bring in the show. So I'm going to be giving you the energy as far as what you can expect in your future, and a little bit more about like this theory that, we're in a play. So I'm going to, let me see, not all my cards are flipped over correctly, so I will shuffle them really quick. If you guys ever want a personal reading, just go ahead and follow me on my Instagram and then send me a message. And let's get into a short prayer. Heavenly Father, ancestors, spirit guides, and protective angels, Mother God, and higher self, I appreciate the abundant substance and prosperity you give me on an everyday basis and letting me connect with the collective. I appreciate you for standing beside us and being able to help us make intuitive decisions in our life. Today, I'm going to be doing a reading based off of the energy I've been feeling lately. If you can give the most abundant messages that they need to know, and please be direct with this message, I'll be ever so grateful. And if you are not called upon, you're not welcome. Thank you. Amen. Sorry, I was like, my throat is getting scratchy. Oh, okay, it's very hot, but I needed to drink some of it. Yeah, my throat was kind of like closing up like at the very end, so I hope you guys heard that. What messages does the collective need to know today? I hope you guys been doing well and been taking care of yourself, because it's just been almost for me like one thing after another, and I really don't understand what the energy is. I always feel like something's attached to me. That's the first thing. I'm just like, what the fuck? I never look inwards. I'm never like, what did I do? I always think that I'm perfect, but we're not perfect, okay? So I see a lot of you guys are in this hermit mode. And with the Three of Cups, you could be feeling like you're in a situation where you have to go inward, because every time that you try to like bring things to people's attention, or you try to like point things out, or you try to share how you feel, or anything along those lines, anytime that you actually share how you feel with somebody, it ends up in this Three of Swords. It's almost like you can't do anything right, so you're going within to figure out what those answers are. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, you guys. That's a really tough energy to be in. And I know a lot of people would think that this is like a Three of Cups, and this could also be potentially like, you don't think you're good enough for someone, or vice versa. Maybe you don't think that they're good enough for you, but you keep going back to this situation because you see, it's like every time you express your feelings, no one has ever made the attempt to actually correct it with you or make you feel like you're worth it enough to change, and then also stay consistent with those changes. Okay, and then I also feel with the Hermit card here, you had to pretty much, like, all this ice that you see in the back, this was like Greenland at one point, and you guys had to build like these mountains so people can't get to you right now because you're in a very fragile space. You doing a lot of introspection is going to bring illumination and epiphanies, and you're going to start seeing the silver lining. And I don't necessarily think this is something that you guys want to do, but the fact that people are not stepping up to the challenge, people are not being able to it's like you're not even testing them. In a sense, people would think that you're testing them, right? But it's not even that you're testing them. It's the fact that you have boundaries for yourself. And when people cross those boundaries, you have to be able to protect yourself. Like, it's not one of those things. Like, I think people get very offended. Oh my God. Oh my God, you guys, hold on. Oh, I'm like, what the hell? There's always fucking, there's always like little moths. That's what I'm saying. There's people in your energy, and that's why you have to be this hermit and bring yourself to a space where they can't get to you. Okay, let me grab my cards. I really don't see these people, like these people did not come in and want to give you just the immediate grace that you deserved. Just like how there's some things that you said to them that were offensive, right? You said some things that might have like struck some chords in their heart or might make them like, you know, look at you differently. They did the same thing for you. They made you go inside and have to feel like this hermit because they made you feel like everything and all the openness and all the love that you've given them was just because you're a healed person and it doesn't bother you. But when you have those boundaries, it doesn't mean that you're not going to get hurt in the process. Having these boundaries is so other people know as well, like, hey, this is where we lie. And that's what I was going to say before. You could have actually cut this person completely out of your life. Like, you could have just been like, you know what, you're crossing my boundaries. I told you not to do that and I'm out of here. But the fact that you still decided to show them your world and show them a piece of who you are on every level, whether it was compassion, forgiveness, agreeance, grievance, you know what I'm saying? Like, it seems like you guys been through a lot of different like terrains as far as your emotions. Like, these are ups and downs, and I feel like a lot of people don't know what their boundaries are, so they are going to punish you for knowing your boundaries. Okay, I have judgment at the bottom. I see a lot of you have been going inward and asking God to maybe relieve some hurt, but asking God to reveal the answers that you've been asking. Some of you have been asking, like, you know, if I'm so difficult, like, why do things like this happen to me? Or, you know, in what areas am I missing showing up for people? In what areas am I missing showing up for myself? And, you know, what do I need to change, you know, for me to progress and not consistently have these outcomes with people who keep breaking my heart? Or, you know, I'm having competition with other people, and sometimes it's not even competition. The Three Swords isn't even a competition with other people and bringing another party in. This Three of Swords could represent them having to work all the time, or the fact that they always have to constantly work on themselves, like the self-development, like depending on what part and area it is. Like, how come you keep bringing people to me that like I'm triggering like the deepest parts of them, and it's taking them a long time to heal from that? Like, and I'm sorry, but I hope, you know, this gives you guys the answers. The reason why you guys are experiencing this type of friction and this type of like journey, and I have to say it that way because even though you're experiencing it at this depth, it doesn't mean that the universe experiences it at the same depth. Sometimes you have to experience these things so you know how to act when other people, and I'm sorry, but sometimes you have to experience these things at this level so you can show compassion for people that are going through things, because you are the catalyst, because you are someone that understands people better than they understand themselves. So you have to experience these types of situations at a deeper level to really understand why the people around you, why you need to be there to help them. Sometimes the emotional bandwidth that people have is so small that if they're not around people that deeply understand them, they could want to off themselves, or they could want to, you know, like just choose to be completely negative and not show up for people, and their perspective just change. And that's not really what we're trying to do if you are someone that has a deeper meaning and a deeper purpose here. Okay, sorry, I was like, things are itching. Let's get some more messages. What has been on the collective's mind? What have they been thinking about lately? What have they been thinking about lately? Yes, the Wheel of Fortune. You guys have been wanting your lives to change. You've been wanting the people around you's lives to change. Actually, you're at a place where you don't even care if the people's lives around you change. You're willing to have new friends, a new job, a new upgrade completely in all areas of your life, and you're waiting for that change to come. And I, because it did come up upright, even though I read all my cards upright, it really does make me feel like you guys have been in this energy down here where you're just waiting for things to be better and be better. Like, oh my gosh, I got myself in this situation and I have to wait like a whole month for things to change. And that's what like a complete cycle would be, right? A full 21 days. Or if you leave out of someone's life or you want to stop something, you know, you also have to give it a full cycle for it to be tested again. So maybe that is like a full 21 to 23 days. And sorry if I feel like I'm babbling to you guys. I hope you guys are getting this information. Someone's going to catch on to it. Um, and you're going around like this circle right now. Very interesting. I just got a pendant that kind of looks like this. But when you get to this moment where things do change, it does look like you are going to have the sword of truth. It does look like you are going to be the person that's going to, you know, call the judgment and call the shots. So I'm not sure if this is going to make the other person, I'm getting strongly here like a friendship, or I'm getting strongly a friendship, but it could be a relationship as well, or like a relationship that you have like with your mom, or like, you know, a feminine figure in your life. But I do see that there's going to be a change of events and you're going to have to tell your truth. And this truth is going to bring up, this other person is going to pretend like they are the bigger person, but in reality, they're really hurt by what you say. But if you don't say it, all of the work that you've been doing in hermit mode, you'll have to wait like a full another cycle for it to happen again. Okay, so whoever that message is for, it does kind of seem like it's going to be, ooh, it doesn't seem like it's going to be, you know, the most uplifting conversation. I think one of you could possibly try to be more controlling, and I do see this feminine being more controlling in like the conversation, but that's only if like you'll be able to physically see it on their face if they're getting annoyed by the conversation. So don't always take what I say, take what resonates. If it doesn't resonate, then don't. But in this conversation with this person, you'll be able to tell by their demeanor and like their facial expressions of how they're taking in the information. Okay, you guys, and these energies are vice versa. So this can be a man talking to a woman talking to a man. It's whoever's in the feminine energy, they're going to be more disturbed by what you have to say. Okay, let's talk about this hermit. What have you guys been digging deep to understand about yourself? What is the collective been digging deep to understand about themselves? Okay, that you're ending, literally you guys are ending anything that is going to stop you from getting this Four of Wands. Okay, you guys, this is what you're heavily thinking. How can I end this cycle? Like, what are the things that I need to end so I can get this Four of Wands? You're thinking to yourself, you deserve to be happy, you deserve love, you deserve the sunshine, you deserve that nice big castle, you deserve the prince or the king, or you know, that happy relationship with the picket fence. I think you guys are starting to realize, and your energy is starting to be revamped and rejuvenated in a way where you spending time by yourself is starting to give you the understanding that you are worthy of all of these things that should come into your life. Okay, I love that. And I love that you guys are actually putting yourself before, you know, third party situations or people that aren't paying attention to you because they have work or they have to take care of things, or, you know, just be honest. I wish these people would be honest with you. I'm going to be honest, collective. They don't have the mental capacity. I'm like, why is it every day? What's happening? There's like always something going on over here. But it's like they don't have the mental capacity to tell you, not even that. They don't want to tell you that they don't have the mental capacity. They don't have the bandwidth. This is why you're going through more lessons, because there's a conversation that you and this person needs to have. And the fact that they're not ready for this conversation, the universe is trying to get them ready for this conversation. But on your note, you're like, I'm ready to end these things. Like, I'm ready to literally like get out of this cycle. Like, what's the next thing I need to do? Like, you're not playing around. You got your ancestors next to you and behind you. It's really not a time for you right now to forget what you've learned about yourself. And it's more than this. I do want to express more. It's about the things that make you happy, the things that you deserve, what's going to make you fulfilled. You're telling yourself, I hear some of you listing out the accomplishments that you've had in life, because that's going to get you another step closer to where you need to be, because it does make you feel worthy, and it does make you feel like confident that you're able to accomplish these things, but also like get the things that you've been working towards and maintaining them as well. So I also want to get what's in this person's energy. Why does spirit want you to be the person to end this connection? Is that what I need to ask? I feel like that's what I need to ask. Oh my goodness, because you're the Queen of Wands. It's because to move into this Queen energy. Oh wait, I also had another card that flipped over. Okay, because if you guys want to be in this Queen of Wands energy, this new energy from immersing or starting as the Hermit and then showing up like as this Queen of Wands, like this is like a new energy of you stepping into what you want and what you deserve. And the reason why you have to be the person to end it with this person is because it's you creating judgment, where the universe is not going to be the one that creates judgment for you. I think that a lot of the times, a lot of us rely on the Most High and higher power, God, whoever is it that you represent. We get into this space where we want God to show up and create like these perfect scenarios in our life. And I'm guilty of it too. But we want, the Most High to show up and create these specific situations just for us, just so we can have a conversation, so we could be the person that's on top, or the person that doesn't have the most baggage, or whatever it is. And I'm telling you right now, sometimes you have to step out and do these things for yourself, because if you don't, the universe can't meet you all the way. You're going to have to be in this Hermit energy, and you're going to have to be able to know how to get yourselves out so the universe can create moments like this for you. An example of that would be if you're waiting to have a conversation with somebody and they haven't hit you up and you haven't hit them up. And you haven't hit them up, and both of you guys are waiting to see what the other person's going to do. Go ahead and be the first person. Go ahead and be the first person to reach out to say something. I think the more that you show up in your truth, I don't think the universe is going to blame you for that. It takes a lot of courage to do that. Not a lot of people can show up and be like, hey, even though, X, Y, Z is happening. And some people are just like, no, just keep going forward. But I know for the people that are watching this video, there's a situation that you have been thinking about, whether this is about your ex, whether this is about an ex-work relationship, whether this is about, a friendship that's really been bothering you. Sometimes the universe wants them to take the first step. But if it's not in the time frame that you need, go ahead and take the steps. Go ahead and say, hey, I thought this friendship was going to be something different. I don't know why, we haven't been communicating, or maybe why you haven't been sharing. And it hurts my feelings. Express how you feel. Getting it off your chest. A lot of people don't think that it helps you move forward, but you getting it off your chest lets you forgive yourself. Who cares if they don't forgive you? It's between you and God. If you've forgiven yourself and it's something that you've genuinely been trying to work on and show up different, and you've really been trying to go within and find the answers, and it's the same answers, you're going to have to do something sometimes externally. I'm not saying that you can't always go inside, but if you don't have the tools to go any deeper and you only have the same information, figure out where things are at so you can figure out a new way to cope with it. Because how you're coping with it right now is limiting, and you're not able to dig deep enough inside yourself to really realize that you just, these things that you've been yearning for, you deserve it. But the fact that you can't hold on to all these situations that have been around you and judging this person, they're doing this and X, Y, and Z, because if you do that, then you're really not healed from it, and you're letting it take up a lot of the space and the time of you actually going out and exploring something new. So it sounds crazy, but our voices do create a frequency. So sometimes using our voice with other people, you get to open up a little bit more frequencies in your life when you do that, okay? Especially when you speak with integrity and you speak with authenticity and you speak with love and compassion. And I'm not saying be compassionate for whatever the situation is. Give love and compassion to yourself and be easy with yourself, okay? Let's talk about this new Wheel of Fortune. Okay. Tell me about this Wheel of Fortune and tell me about this Wheel of Fortune. What's this new Wheel of Fortune going to bring you? What is this new Wheel of Fortune going to bring the collective? When you guys create this justice for yourself and you share it with people how you feel, what is it going to do? I just have a feeling, just release the energy, okay? Release the energy, and I promise more things are going to happen than you think. So you guys, this new wheel, look, moving forward, you get to move forward. With the Chariot card, you get to move forward. You get to tell people, hey, this is how I feel, X, Y, and Z. You know, this is my truth and I'm living in it. And when you live in your truth in that way, you get to move forward. And what are you moving forward towards? Please. What are they moving forward towards? You guys are going to take, it's just like, it's forward towards healing. You see that little plus mark that he has right there, the little hospital sign? It's you're moving forward towards healing yourself, healing your timeline, healing your bloodline. You know what I'm saying? What else? Okay, so what are they moving towards? Let's get confirmation. Oh, hold on. I did have some cards that flipped over. I'm going to flip them over because I don't know what, or do I use them? No, let's see what you guys are moving towards, okay? And it was look at this. Reciprocal relationship. You're going to move into a situation where the give and take is equal, or this person could, let me look. I feel like this person's going to be giving a lot to you, but you're kind of like, well, I know what I can give. So it's almost like, I don't usually like this card, but I think you guys might be tested with a person who might be taking more than what, they're putting out. And it could be a conversation that you have, but this is what you're moving towards. You're moving towards a healing situation where people are going to be reciprocal. There's going to be an even give and take. Like, you guys are going to understand a part of what I feel like is a lie. It's like it wants, from the cards, it wants me to say that there's going to be an equal give and take. This person's going to know how to, really be balanced in that area of their life when it comes to compassion and like listening, and like how they educate you for some reason is what I'm getting, how they talk to you. Be careful, because I am getting that this person seems to be a nice guy or a nice girl, and those people are not equal. Look, this is the card that I knew it. This is the card that was sitting right here next to me. This person is going to pretend like they're giving you equal reciprocation, but they're not. So I want to know, why are they moving towards, because that's the Wheel of Fortune. So we're looking for better in our life. So be careful. There's going to be someone out there that's testing you, that wants to see how much you're going to give them. And I'm not saying it's an ex or an ex-best friend, but when you feel this way and you're just like, oh, I'm not really getting equal, I don't feel like I'm getting equal reciprocation as far as, me hitting you up every day, or maybe I'm the person that's paying all the time, or I'm the person that, I feel like you always have like issues in your life and I'm the person that's listening. Don't react to this person. Just say, okay, I understand that, And I'm talking vice versa because I'm getting some of you guys, this is two different stories. Some of you guys are going to be that's how the person's going to treat you, and they're going to be like, I don't feel like you're showing up in this way. I don't feel like you're doing this, you know. And then you're kind of like, you're just supposed to sit there and say, okay. You're just supposed to say, okay, that's nice. I'm sorry you feel that way. This is what I can give right now. If that doesn't work for you, that's completely fine. We can go our separate ways. And depending on how they feel or depending on how they react, you'll kind of see like if it was just like trying to be a power move. And then for another one of you guys, this person's not going to, you're going to tell them once you start realizing that they're trying to get more out of you than what they're putting out. And you guys are going to be like, oh, okay, well, you know, you're not equal, you know, this doesn't really seem to be like an equal give and take. And yeah, that's what it's going to be for some of y'all. So it is going to be like a romantic encounter. I don't really see you like very interested in this person, but you're just giving them a chance. Okay. And this could be somebody that's like coming back in love, and just stand on those boundaries. Okay. What other messages can I give the collective? And then I'm going to pull something from the Alice in Wonderland deck because that was the deck, that was the oracle deck that they wanted me to use today. If you guys like these messages, be sure to like them and subscribe. I'm going to try posting more when I do get a lot of messages. I've been having like a lot of dreams lately. So at the bottom of the deck, we have Page of Wands. And then I also have, this was also at the bottom of the deck, the Knight of Pentacles, and then also the Priestess. So what other messages? You guys, someone's been waiting to send you a message because they know that you're the High Priestess, and they know that you're kind of like done with how they've been acting. But they're probably not gonna hit you up first. That's why I say you should be the first person so you can like end this cycle. So you know that they're coming. This is what the cards look like so you guys can see. You know that they're coming. Let me see. Okay. You know that they're coming, but they're waiting to send a message. So I'm thinking that you should probably just send the message, do what you need to do, let them know that, you know, you're not sure what they're needing right now, but hopefully there could be like, you know, better energy, I don't know, in the future. You guys get it. I'm not really the person to come with the compassionate words because most of the time when I do, people try to manipulate me and they don't take responsibility and they don't take accountability. So I have to be very straightforward, and I have to be like, hey, this is what's happening. This is not working for me. Or, you know, like, how do you feel about this situation? Because this is what I'm experiencing. So I wish I was a little bit more compassionate on that side, but no one's really shown me that I could be compassionate, and then they take full accountability. So once I see that, I would like to experience that more. But until next time, I love you guys and I hope you like these messages, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.